welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to do some creative play, and I wanted to do this because there was so many positive reactions to me talking about the collage book. I can't remember where I've put it. It's probably still in the dining room. But talking about all the different sort of collage ideas that there was and to track it and everything. And I'm going to do something with that a little bit later on. But it prompted me to play. And I don't get to play very often. And I sometimes don't have the time to play. But today I thought I would just play on camera and experiment. And if some of these things happen to turn out great, then I've got ideas to push forward and to show you how I would generally play. I want to mix watercolor and collage together, which are my two favorites, and my whole deeper not wider journey is with watercolor, collage and colored pencils. So they're my, my go-to supplies that I like to use and play with the most. And I feel like I haven't lately sat down and just created for the sake of playing and seeing what happens. And I kind of want to encourage you to do the same thing and to just sort of have an art date with yourself where you sit down and you play. Now I have some ideas about what I want to do. I just want to sort of do a little bit of stuff that I've done before, but then I want to sort of alter it and then maybe go from this to digital and just see where it takes me. So I thought I'd just show you the process of what I would do for creative playing and see if I can turn it into something. But I just wanted to sit back and relax. I should be working my Hobonichi, but I'm at the point where I just need some time to do things that make me happy. And making the postcards reminded me that sometimes I need to make things for my own sake, and I get the privilege of bringing you guys along with me, so you get to see what I have and what I want to do and what I want to play with. So this is a I'm pretty sure it's a Strathmore watercolor sketchbook. I've had it for a while. I started my watercolor notes and things with Jane, so I've got like all the watercolor bits and pieces in here. And I kind of just have like odds and ends, and it's kind of it's nothing like amazing at the moment. So I'm going to work in here to keep me working small, because when I work on large sheets of watercolor paper, I tend to work too big, and then I have trouble getting them in the scanner if they turn out good. So I'm kind of trying to restrict myself from getting too big. So I thought about making some watercolor mottled faces with some watercolor. And I've got pencils near me, and I've got some eyes and things up here if I want to sort of add some extra collage elements and just see where that takes me. So enjoy the process, and I hope that you take the time to do some creative play yourself. And I know that it's not often that you see me just sit and play and create, and sometimes I think it'll really help you guys seeing me and how I would attack something like this and how I would play. So I'm just trying to figure out where my large paintbrush is, because all the ones here are too small. Must be somewhere. Anyway, this one will do for now. I've got all my bits and pieces close by, and let's get started.
You want to leave this place where we grew up, this old town, just put it all behind. Remember you and I would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. River's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. River's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. River's gonna cry when you're gone, gone, gone. same way. I still see when we climbed up in those trees, 12 years old, to feel the wind and watch the river run. And the sun would always shine when we sat there, you and I. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're. The river's gonna cry when you're. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. It's gonna cry, it's gonna cry. You want to leave this place where we grew up, this old town, just leave it all behind. The river's gonna cry when you're gone.
Story being told inside my head. I'm too shy to straighten up my bones and be a man. I gotta tear this wall apart to let you in. My friends say the time's running, so take the chance. Make a move, 'cause the store won't stay open till the end. Won't you tear my world apart? 'Cause I know I need a start to let you in. When it's over, I will see what I've done, letting go too soon. Oh, I'd be stronger if you just step right in, 'cause I need a start to let you in. Days pass and I'm still the same inside my head, and I can't stop thinking about what you said. I gotta tear my wall apart, and it's the only way to start to let you in. When it's over, I will see what I've done, letting go too soon. Oh, I'll be stronger if you just step right in, 'cause I need a start to let you in.
Putting our life in boxes, erasing the memories so you won't notice. notice I'm taking the time to focus. You're by yourself, I'm by myself. Wish I could solve your problems. They're stuck on my wall like neon paintings, and I'm so tired of being honest to everyone by myself. I do it so well. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at trying, but we can't keep trying, 'cause we only end up on the wrong side of the mountain. We gave it so many chances. When we saw the signs, we just kept dancing, and the nights always seemed so endless. Thought it would last, now it's in the past. We were so good at flying, but we can't keep flying. We keep getting stuck on the wrong side of the mountain. We were so good at trying, but we can't keep trying, 'cause we only end up on the wrong side of the mountain. And you I will always remember, when I'm dancing around with someone better. Until then I will pause forever. Keep taking my time through boxes and light. We were so good.
Okay. These, I don't think you saw this one being painted on camera. You saw the face, but I did a lot of the other stuff sort of off camera. I was just playing, and then I just want to kind of show you, I've got pages out of my like big faces book that I had, so I've taken some eyes and things from there. Ooh, that looks like good collage. I'm gonna steal that. I'll put that in my pile, my hoarder pile. And I've kind of taken bits and pieces of odds and ends, so like this bit of a background, I've kind of taken shapes that will be like noses and little petal shapes, which will be shaped like ears and things, and this is where I kind of go with the flow to see what looks like on what. Now I had to play with this before I started on camera, and as you can see, these eyes are super cute. Where's the other one gone? And look really nice with the red, and you can change the look of stuff just by having fun and altering eyes. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see. So we have these eyes here, which I love, and then this is, I think this is like from the deer from the February pages, that little deer. This is her t-shirt. And instantly I've got a nose, which I love that look. And I would go in and whiten up these areas so they pop and look more animated and stuff like that. So I've got those. So let's move that off there. And then I've got these faces, which once I'm finished like altering them and things, you will get them in your collage sheets. But I decided that I'd just make heads for now so that you guys can have fun with them. This is also from the collage sheet, so I have these here. And then these I thought looked like cute little ears, because you know, we love some ears. Or even if we switched out that and had the red little, so you can see the t-shirt here. Anything can be used to make things. Anything. So the little eyes can go here. There's no reason why you can't draw your own eyes. I just really enjoy the process of adding human elements into the imaginary stuff. It really just brings them forward. It just really works. And these little like black and white eyes I loved, and you can change them to have like one normal, one not normal. Pretty sure I've got these around the wrong way. Yeah, I do. Like that. You can have one eye different, one eye not. You can have one really big eye. You can have one handmade eye. That one there and that one there. and you instantly have faces that can be so cool to play with. And then what I would probably do was I would scan all of these and find a few more eyes, cut out a few more noses. I would scan all these elements together, and then I would bring that little scan into Procreate, and I would scan these faces as well, and I would make multiple combinations with different eyes and different noses, and I would hand draw over some of them, and I would alter them that way. There are so many ways in which you can create your own journal fodder and your own collage fodder and your own creatures by just being smart. Now, I've had to learn this the hard way because I didn't work digitally very often. Obviously, the iPad Pro has changed how I've been creating lately, and it's given me a place to play with no stress of ruining something. It's giving me a way to draw over something, not like it, change it, fix it, shift it, you name it. There is something to say about having all these elements and collecting all these elements, painting your faces. I love the way watercolor works. I really do. I haven't managed to get to a point where I'm happy with watercolor on the iPad. So I much prefer having the what do you call it? The abnormality that watercolor gives. I like the mystery of watercolor. I like the unexpected results of watercolor, and I haven't got that in my practice digitally. So I would much rather sit here and paint these watercolor blobby faces, which I love to do, and just sort of add my bits and pieces and create these, and then I can scan them and then work on top of them. And that way I can try different ideas. I don't have to be scared of ruining things. I think a lot of people get that fear factor of they're going to ruin something that they love, which is why I always tell you to scan things, photograph things, grab things in the state which you love them to stop you from getting fearful. And this is just another way of doing that, and another way of experimenting with your collage elements without thinking, if I glue this down, I've ruined it, I've ended it. And now that doesn't mean that if you don't have an iPad or any digital means that you can't do this, for sure. But like, the safety net is obviously Procreate being able to do this. But I've been doing this sort of collage with the faces and everything like that without an iPad for years and years and years. I love playing with collage. I love what it gives me, and it's only been in the last couple of years where I have morphed, say a painting and a drawing with collage, and then in the last 2 years or the last year and a half, when I've been altering my collage digitally and having a really good time by morphing those two mediums together, because there is no safety net. Like, I mean, there is a safety net with Procreate and creating these things digitally, because you know that you can always double tap it away. You can save something in a different spot. You can save whatever it is, copy it into a new file, then keep altering, and if something goes wrong, you've got that original section all there for you. That is a little less, you know, you can't really do that with this type, but it also means that you've got the chance to make more mistakes and discover more things, because once you've done it, you've done it. But I really think that you can have a really fun time with some watercolor, a magazine, and some pencils, and you can create some really cool and funky things. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a few more faces. I'll obviously put a PDF file of these faces up for you to play with. I'll also give you a PDF file with the eyes and stuff and some noses and bits and pieces for you to play with, and that way you guys can have the same sort of fun that I'm having. Now, I'll probably do some creating in Procreate, and you may not don't try and copy the combinations that I would put together, because they'll probably end up in your collage sheets anyway. But I want to give you guys the options of playing if you want. Now, I've done these faces before for you guys, and they are something that you guys really, really enjoyed. And so I want that to be something that you guys have fun with as well. And I thought it would be something different, and to see how you guys can either add your own collage elements yourself. You don't have to use the ones I provide, but it's just, I've got access to quite a lot of eyeballs here with my big thing, and also ones that I've drawn and stuff like that. Or you could totally go out on your own and make your own collage ephemera and go for it from there. But I just really enjoy how these sort of creatures sort of instantly come together with a few bits and pieces, and I just love how it all looks. It really makes me super happy seeing this. And I love all the different combinations, and I love that nothing ever looks the same. It will always look different. You can't really, I mean, even though I'm using the same techniques and I'm essentially using the same colors, it all mixes differently and they all look different at the end. And that is the beauty of collage and the beauty of watercolor, and kind of why I love to play with these two mediums, and I really love morphing them together. So I've sat and I've cut out some bits and pieces and put them in here. Now what my next step will be is to scan them and to scan the heads as well. Sometimes I'll take photos, but because this will potentially end up in collage sheets and stuff like that, I need them to be as high resolution as possible. So I will draw up a few things in Procreate as well, but I've got basically a few sets of eyes, some, you know, hats and antlers and ears and all that sort of stuff in here, and I will go to my scanner and scan them at a high resolution. I'll put them on a PNG file so that the background is transparent, so when I'm using them in Procreate, I don't have to worry about all the white space because it'll just be the element that I'm moving. I hope that makes sense. I'll see if I can do a screen grab of my computer to show you what I mean and talk you through the process. But this essentially is me playing. I love to play with two mediums, you know, the normal sort of traditional mediums and the digital mediums. I was really hesitant to do it at first because I didn't want to lose the love for traditional art, but I think there is room for both, and I think they can really complement each other, and I have been totally enjoying mixing the two together. I've opened up my app. I've gotten my files into Procreate. These are the faces here. So I've inserted a photo because it was saved as a photo, and I only want to use one at a time. So let's go with this one. We're going to go up here. I'm going to copy it. I am going to create another screen size file. I'm going to paste it in here like so. And that means I can move this around anywhere I want. And now I'm kind of thinking that I want to bring in my other file. So I'm going to go to gallery. I'm also going to insert a photo. Nope, not taking a photo. We're going to insert a photo, and this is where I'm going to grab this file here. And these are all my eyes and things, as you can see. That is my file there. This is on a transparent background, so whatever I take from here, I can move around. Now, let's grab this. Let's take the background color off so that I can grab this without having the background as well. Now this is where I can move everything and resize it down to work with my canvas. And when I don't like something, I can double tap and take away each step. You can uniform it, that way if I do this or that, it's going down in the same size. Freeform means you can skew it, but let's put it in there. Let's go back, grab the other eye. So we want a uniform. Instantly you've got a face with two eyes ready to go. Now these are on separate layers, so I think I would want to put the eyes together on a layer so you can see, and you've got your face there. I would work in layers regardless of what I was doing. If I wanted to add some, say, sketching, I would use the 6B pencil. That's my favorite. So we've got dark blue, and I could start working on another layer. and start working around and working my magic into getting ready to alter this piece of collage, because I don't want to just slap a piece of collage straight onto something and then not do any changes. What we're trying to do is we're trying to alter and morph and create something from nothing. Not even create something from nothing. We're trying to make these things our own. Let's put some extra white in here and really perk them up. There are so many things that you can do with this, and this is just not the only way. If I was doing this traditionally, I'd be using a white gel pen and having the time of my life altering this. This just means that I have a way to do multiple alterations, get multiple effects, because I am not having to waste one piece of collage. I could try different things. I mean, this is the same thing as auditioning. If you've ever taken a Jane Davenport class, this is essentially auditioning but without the risk. Now the problem with this is this was a transparent background, so all the white's been removed. So we can go in. I would get this layer, I'll move it down underneath. And then I can, I can go in underneath. Oh, nope, we're not underneath yet. So this needs to go under the nose. And that means when I color, when I pick the right layer, I should say, I can color underneath that pink and bring that white back into the collage piece. This all takes time and practice and play and experimentation, but I can suddenly alter these pieces any which way I like. And if I'm happy with how those two items look together, I will squish them together like so, and then that way when I move this piece, I can move that all together. You can move it this way, you can move it this way. Just make sure that you're working on the right layer. These are the eyes. Let's say I want another layer for the eyebrows. And that way, if you make a mistake, you can, if you hate how something looks, you can know that you're not getting rid of the entire amount of work that you're doing. You're only getting rid of the amount of work that you have done on that layer, and everything else will stay the same. So I'm in my room currently working on these, and I thought I'd show you some of the layers that go into this. So I try and put things on different layers. Sometimes I get lazy, like as you can see here, this layer's got a few more things on it than it should, but you can see every little thing is on its own layer. And I'm really enjoying the process. There is a thing in Procreate where you can speed watch it, but at the same time I think I might create some of these while I'm recording my screen, so that way you can see where I'm pressing and things, whereas with a a replay of what I've worked on, you can't see like me pressing certain things. So I'm going to see how that goes and maybe work another face for you. But I've been doing this sort of off camera to have a play with everything and really enjoying this girl here. She's going to be a total fave. But I just thought I'd like to show you how using some of these elements and these faces, I completely changed the shape of this girl's face. Like I cut some of it down and shaped it, which you can definitely do the same way. It's just like cutting with a pair of scissors. You can use the eraser tool and that sort of thing. Now I put a body on this guy just to have a look at what I could do with this, see where I can take it. And I just am really loving the merging of creating stuff on top of textured pieces that I have hand watercolored, and really enjoyed that process, bringing it into Procreate and then working on top of it. I like my digital work to look very, very similar to my traditional work, with sketchy lines and uneven stuff and really like layering things up. So there's like several layers of color using the sketch tool with the pen, like a 6B pencil, using gouache and the opacity changed so that I can layer up all these colors and work over the top and enhance the watercolor that's already there. And that's definitely something that I really, really enjoy doing, and I'm still very new at it. Don't take my word as gospel. I am just showing you a different way to create and to use elements and use technology and traditional art and merge them together. There's nothing to say that you can't do exactly the same as what I'm doing here with all traditional things. With paper and scissors, glue, ink, watercolors, markers, you can do exactly the same thing. Traditionally, I just like to do it digitally because I know that collage sheets are around the corner, and I know that I want to be able to do fast edits and quick edits, and know that I can make several faces that look all very, very different using all the same elements. Whereas if I was to do it traditionally, I can make one face, because once those faces are done, once I've used those elements, so like these ones here, like once I've used this set of eyes and this set of eyes, they're done, they're glued down. I can't reuse them unless I was to photocopy them and all that sort of stuff. At least with this way, I've got access to these several times, and then I can definitely like pull them in and work with them over and over and alter them. I've changed the colors of the eyes. I've made like the line work around them really darker. I've added sketching. So there's so much you can do, and it opens up a huge world. And I know that there's a couple of people that have got iPad Pros and have got Procreate but haven't really explored it. My suggestion to you is to just play. You're never going to learn if you don't have that experimental time, and that is the same to say for traditional art. If you don't spend that time playing, you're never going to discover new ways of using your supplies, pushing them and getting them to do other things. You're never going to discover these things. So creative play is such a huge part of being an artist, and I always forget that, and I'm glad that I decided to make a video on it because it forced me to sit down and play, and so I am really grateful for this video, as well as a reminder to myself that there needs to be time to play in order to learn and grow. Good morning! It is the next day, and I thought I would just show you one of these guys in action. Before I do, I should put my actual screen on screen recording so I can do both angles, so just give me a second. Alright, so we're going to work on this one here, and I think I might go into my gallery, and I might come down here and grab this eye here. And we're going to copy that, and we're going to pull it up and put it into this file here, which is where we were just working. I'm going to paste it, and you can see there that it's got a bit of the white background because I sillily did not erase the background. So we're going to pop that there. We're going to make that slightly smaller and move that over there, so I can basically erase around here, so I can get rid of all that white. It's an extra step that I wouldn't normally have to do if I had remembered just to remove my sort of background off there, but that's okay. We'll quickly quickly get rid of that. And I do move my page around. I do that because I'm left-handed and I'm trying not to get in your view, basically. I will remove a little bit of that gray around there as well. And then I'll put that back there. So we're going to move that into place around about there. And then I'm going to duplicate. So I'm going to swipe that across and duplicate it. And then I'm going to horizontally flip it so it is on the other side, or I can double it. Doesn't quite work that way, does it? Because of the way that the eye is put. So let's go into here and grab a different eye. And we can move this guy over here. And then I can make one of those disappear. Back on there, move that over here. Make it slightly larger. And then we can kind of start working bits and pieces into this sort of face. Let's go and see what we've got in way of ears and things. So let's try with this. I'm going to take this one, copy it over. Paste it over. I could do a party hat. And I just see that I've obviously picked up a little bit of that other file. Could do a party hat. Now, if I want to add a layer because I want to sketch. We're on 6B pencil. Let's change our color to, say, a dark purple. And we're gonna, let's make sure you guys can see. This is, the opacity is right down, so it's really light. But it's too thick. My brush stroke is too thick for my liking. And I think we may have to go a darker color. So this is where all the time consuming stuff comes into it. Trying to work out what colors you want to use, where you want to work things. Do I want to add some sketchy stuff around? Or do I want to start working on clearing up the eyes and sort of making them a bit more cartoon-like? And sort of bringing them in and making them really bright and white. Now I actually might move that pupil. Or maybe if I just make it smaller a little bit. And I might like this red. And I'll make another layer for some. This is where I can bring in the gouache that's under the artistic. which I really love the look of, and the gouache is like almost, I always have my opacity changed down so I can add in these sort of light colors. Let's do some, let's go for a nose. Let's take a piece out of here. Let's grab some of this. So I've just drawn that shape there. I'm going to copy it. So I'm taking that little shape that I just drew. I'm now going to paste that. And now I can put this little nose here. And then I will sketch some in that dark blue. We're on gouache, we want to be on sketch. You can
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many when the old one's gone under the knife. And I can feel the sun on my skin, this morning has a clearer light as any to see the horizon in the far. Excuses were 2 for a penny, but they've all gone out the window of this car. And when I feel the wind on my face, all that ever was is a rise. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today, well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day. Today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today, well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day to today and not tomorrow, there's no time to borrow. Today, well, something's gotta give. Today is a good day. Today
it's true. No matter where I go, I'm coming home to you. Been walking down the street so many times, my feet know every brick and stone. Could wear a blindfold. No matter what I do, I'm coming home to you.
All right, my inkies, I'm sorry I couldn't get the screen recording and the normal recording to add up. I still can't work out why. So I put the screen recording at the end so you could see all the bits and pieces, because I did run out of memory card space as I was recording the other version. But these will be the two files attached below. Now there are a PDF file and a PNG. Now if you're going to do this digitally, you want to use the PNG file because it means that the background is transparent, and it means you could just select things without having all the white space. PDF for the people that want to go traditional, which I'm a-okay with as well, because I'm okay with anything that you decide to do. But this whole lesson about play and enjoying and merging two of your favorites or three of your favorite mediums is to show you that there is so much you can do with art, so much you can do with creativity. And I just wanted to show you how creative you can be with some blobs of faces, with some bits of paper, literally bits of paper, some magazine cutouts, and you could create endless amounts of characters using the same faces, the same features, and just tweak bits and pieces. There's so many things and so many combinations that you can experiment with and play with that it is absolutely endless. And I just wanted to show you, this one didn't get scanned because 3 was enough. I just wanted to show you how that can translate so differently. Like these are using the same sorts of faces, and then like the ones that I showed you on camera. So here's my iPad here. Hopefully my iPad doesn't lose its so let's see how we go. Well, that's not too bad. But like these two faces here are the exact same face. Like I'm using the same template for both, and they look so very different by just changing the features and things like that. And I want that to be something that you guys learn and enjoy and totally go crazy with, thinking of your own combinations. You don't even have to use just these ones. There are so many different things that you can get your ephemera from, and it was all from having this whole video was all from stemming from these guys. Now I painted these first before I did anything, and it was literally for a studio vlog, and from there I decided to take it and show you how you could morph and melt some of your very favorite mediums together. I know some of you are knitters. You could do something with knitting, embroidery, stitching, drawing, sketching, painting. They can all be sort of workout ways in which they can play nicely together, and you can have a whole new world to experiment and play with. And experimenting and play is something that needs to be done in our community in order to make new discoveries and in order to get out of our safety zones. And even though this is very much in my zone at the moment, because I do this a lot now, I wanted to show you my process and my thought patterns and what sparks ideas for me. Like I could literally sit on my iPad for hours with these things, and I could make combination after combination after combination and try and make different ways of making things work, and how I can morph and change and shape and erase and layer. And that's the beauty of having that digital aspect. Now I would do this for hours just traditionally as well, and have for most of my life. That is how I have fallen head over heels in love with collage, and I have really enjoyed morphing like collage elements into my watercolor and putting those things into my photographs, or bringing stuff from my photographs in. It's just all plays part in my world. I like putting my imaginary and my reality together. It is something that I've been doing for a very long time, and I love, and I'm so passionate about it, and I just love all the unintentional mistakes that can be creative genius, or can spark something else and can get that domino effect that I'm always talking about. So I want you guys to have a play, whether it be digitally, traditionally, I don't care. I don't even care if you do it this way, you just want to play with something. This is a spark starter video to get you to start playing, experimenting, try something new. If you're not a big collage fan, try the collage. You never know, you may really love it. So these are the two handouts that will be down below for you. And even though I've given you a couple of the examples They are quite small. I will give you larger versions in your collage sheets, and also the $10 tier will get them. You'll probably get this girl, and if I work out what I want to do with her, I'm going to shove her in the scanner and sort of digitally play with her, because there's a lot of like paint that kind of went a bit awry when I put the heat gun on it, which I will need to fix up and erase and all that sort of stuff. So it has been a pleasure showing you some of the crazy ways in which my brain works, and I hope that you guys get something out of this, whether it's just to see how I work or whether it sparks something in you, or you want to give this whole thing a go. Please, please, please do, because I know that when I hit on something with someone, they will take it and run, and then they will show me what they've done, and it just gives them a renewed creative energy. And it is very much in that sort of Creatures Reimagined line that I keep talking about. This sort of stuff is definitely that reimagining it over and over again, because we're using the same faces, we're using the same things. And I could go in and use some of these examples and show you how to reimagine them all over again, which may very well happen in that series. It is all about altering things that you already have and taking things that you've already got and finding new ways in which to use them to create completely different looks. So my loves, I hope you've enjoyed this little spark starter creative play video. I hope it sort of sparks something in you to want to, you know, get out your bits and pieces and play, whether it be making your own journal fodder. I don't mind. Very happy to have you guys use these and play with these and see what combinations you make. I would love to see whether you do it digitally or traditionally. I would love to see in the group your versions using these to see how different they are from what I've done. I want to see those things. That makes it all the time and effort of getting all the recordings and everything done worth it, when I see how people have taken my lesson and used it in their art practice and they're using it in their journals. I love that so much. It is so gratifying for me, and it's a reward in itself for me. So I hope you have a lovely weekend, Inkies, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.